Hello, and welcome to Lady J Unboxes Mass Effect Legendary Cash. I do like a cache. Anywhere I can store my money or weaponry is readily appreciated. So welcome. Welcome to the stream today. Yes, I was sent this as a gift, some sort of bribery, I presume. We're used to that in our family. That's usually how things get done in politics and things like that. So, yeah, so there's often some sort of bribery will come through the door for some reason or another, and we encourage it, if anything, purely because we like free things. And the wealthier you get, the more free things you should get, as is tradition and the way that the world works. And if you don't believe that, then you are foolish. So welcome. It's lovely to talk to some of the ordinaries out there. Sometimes in my stately home, often I feel like I am, disconnected from the normal people. I mean, that's sort of the point, really, is to be as far away from them as possible. Because, quite honestly, some of them are quite sticky. I don't really do touching. That's why I have the gloves. Welcome, one and all. Hello, everybody. Yes, so they've sent me some sort of bribery for a video game, which sounds delightful. It's called Mass Effect. I'm not sure if it's to do with weight or weight distribution or the effect of the weight distribution. I didn't study at school. Actually, that's a lie. No, my father just owned the school, so I just sort of turned up sometimes, and I got into Cambridge. Any university that I really wanted to, but I couldn't be bothered to go. There's not really any point. When you have this much money, there's no real need to learn things, because any problem can be you just give money to it, and then it solves itself. So usually if you were given an exam, and you're given a problem in an exam, people tend to get rather cross if you just pay someone some money as the answer to all of the questions on the exam. Apparently that's not how you respond. But it is the answer to everything in life. So I feel that perhaps they were remiss. Perhaps the curriculum isn't quite up to scratch. So anyway, welcome. This is delightful. It's been a very short while. I've been very busy in the Maldives, as you do. I mean, Corona doesn't really affect the rich, so we can really do whatever we like. Oh God, that's the constabulary. They're here for my father again. It's usually something tax related. And they like to create a bit of a fuss, and then, as I said before, we just pay a huge sum of money, less than the tax, obviously, and then they go away. It's a very simple way to live your life. I mean, I don't know why you just don't have more money. Just get more money, and all of your problems quickly and swiftly disappear. So, as we are doing an unboxing, it is a tradition to wear gloves, mainly because this has been in the postal service. And it actually makes me feel a little bit nauseous to think of the amount of proletariat hands that might have touched it. And there is diseases going around at the moment. And to be honest with you, if there wasn't even coronavirus, I would still find it quite disgusting that ordinaries had touched this. So it's important that we have safety first. This isn't to protect the items inside, it's to protect me, as I'm far more important. Now, I'm going to have to... It's quite a large package, so I'm going to have to move this audio recording device a little bit further away. Oh no, this doesn't really logistically work. Here we are. I shall move it to the side, and hopefully you can still hear all the really exciting things that are about to emerge from my mouth. So if you have not heard of me, and sometimes that happens when you are disgustingly poor, my name is Lady Julia of Hardy. I'm one of the foremost noses in all of Christendom, and sometimes I'm called to review items, but using my superior palette. And also, well, I was about to say intellect, but that's not really correct. I'm just rich and I can say what I like, is more the point. So this thing here is to do with the game Mass Effect. I will try and not knock over my wine. Good heavens. I should really have got champagne. After all, it is after 7 o'clock. What are we, farmers? Oh, yes. You might think that slurping wine is rather uncouth, but as I said, when you're rich, you can do whatever you like. It's quite delightful. You really should try it. If you haven't tried being rich, you really should. It's ever so wonderful. I have a feeling the wine will not last the evening in one way or another, whether that's me knocking it over or... Now, I didn't think this far ahead. I'm not wearing trousers now. Oh, yes. It's not that my hat's being cut off. I'm fully in this room. Now, if we take it, you see, it's a very large package. Wait, I need to create some room. If you just 1 moment. Let me move this box out of the way. Ugh. Ugh. It has a stench of the proletariat about it, and I don't much like that. Now, it's much better once it's out of the box. It comes with some sort of cornicing to protect the items inside, which suggests that they thought that it was... My maid will clean this up later. In fact, she gets rather worried if I don't throw things on the floor. She usually calls the doctor because she thinks that... Goodness me. I don't have upper arm strength. I don't carry things. Let me find some sort of cutting device. It's important to have weaponry near you. You never know when there might be another uprising. Now, oh, I see. Here we go. It's very large. It's one of the largest packages I've ever seen come through my flap. Now. Oh, yeah, right. Wait. Okay, so I'm very glad it's not green for no reason at all. Now, it's a very large box. Yes, it's a very large box. It has some writing on the side, which I presume means something to you, which says, relive the legend. Oh, whoops, wait. Oh, relive the legend. I'm not quite sure what that has to do with weight, but, I mean, maps sometimes have legends. Could it mean something to do with maps? As I said, I didn't really go to school. It's not really much point. So then there's a picture of a person, a sort of sketch, some sort of artistic drawing, of some kind of helmet. Here, N7, I'm not sure. Again, that sounds like it might be coordinates for a map. I don't really... I mean, obviously being fabulously wealthy, we studied cartography just before we learned to speak. But then after a while, it just became quite sort of pointless, what with sat nav. One doesn't really need to know where to go. And most of the time, you're only on your own land. So it's... Well, actually, that's a lie. I was going to say it's very difficult to get lost, but I have so much land and a terrifying death hedge maze that's killed at least 7 people, that would not be correct. So anyway, we can... I don't know... Let me put this down here betwixt my legs. Here we are. Now, this is better. I'm sort of straddling it so that it doesn't fall off. Maybe just a little touch of wine, just to lubricate the palate. Yes. Here we are. Just going to... I need to rotate this. The flap needs to open in another way. Dave, Laura, I think you'll find that was L7. Now, although that should have been the other one. I did spend roughing it one year. Okay, some sort of... It's a letter from a man. Now, a shepherd. Is this something to do with farming? There's things to do with legends and map coordinates and someone organising some sheep. Is there anything to be read into the fact that the character's called Shepherd? Yeah. Shepherd. When I graduated from the N7 programme, I had the honour of meeting Admiral Grissom. It's a terrible name. The man who inspired me to pursue a career in the service. I never thought I'd feel prouder in my life. Could have used a better font, perhaps. This is rather uncouth. I was mistaken. Don't get me wrong, it was a big day and important day. Doesn't that mean the same thing? I mean, that's just unnecessary text. But there's something about welcoming driven young people like yourself into the ranks is also pretty damn satisfying. It's rude to swear in a letter. Your distinguished service record may have gotten you into this program, but it was your courage, integrity, and tenacity that enabled you to join an elite few. You represent the best of humanity, and I feel certain you'll make the galaxy a better place. At least it wasn't charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. That means something quite different, so I'm told. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Becoming an N7, oh, I see, as some sort of ranking, means the entire systems alliance is telling you one thing: we believe in you. I mean, that's obviously useful for army members. It's father escaping on his motorbike again. This always happens. You'll hear a siren in a minute as they go after him. Let me end by saying this. Welcome to the team, Shepard. And we know you won't let us down. Oh, it's a graduation congratulation. I don't know what those look like. I never graduated. I just bought one. You can go on eBay. Well, that's lovely. Now, some kind of expensive artwork within. Well, hello everyone in the chat. EA122, welcome. The gloves are making this rather difficult to open. But let's see, shall we? Warning, choking hazard. Depends, I guess, whether you're into choking or not. I'm not sure. Let's just rip it off. Michelle, you need to come and clean up this floor. It's getting really dirty. I don't know why. Some sort of... Oh, here we are. Goodness me, did they want us to get into it or not? Oh. It's some sort of artwork. Ah, is this the shepherd of which we speak? She seems very angry. Now, ooh. Ooh. Oh. No. No, I don't particularly like the smell of this. It's got the tart kind of plastic punch of a politician's soliloquy or something. Yes. Oh, it's rather abrupt, a fragrance. But it looks rather nice. She looks like she's about to stab someone. And I can definitely get on board with that. Often there are days I'd like to stab people. I've never done it, though. I'm going to have some more wine. Lovely. Now, here we are. There's another picture to adorn your hovels or huts or whatever it is where you live. I don't know. Where do you live? Do you have stone walls, or is it more of a just sort of mud and sticks kind of a thing? I don't really like to go outside rich towns, particularly. It's not really. They often have a very unusual smell that's hard to get out of clothes. Now, let's move this out of the way. See what other exciting... Maybe I can start to determine what this is actually about. Oh, I see. Okay, now it's starting to make sense. It is a ship placed over the Earth. I mean, I feel like the Earth's a little bit common. I mean, I presume it's the Earth. As they have space travel, they could literally be anywhere in the entire galaxy. But it looks quite earthy. You can see it sort of looks a bit slummy in places. That's right. Yes, it has the same smell as the other one, which is not too delightful. Now, I don't know too much about Mass Effect, but I was told by somebody it's sort of along the lines of a space opera, which doesn't sound awful. I mean, I'm quite fickle about my opera. La Bohème, I agree that everyone likes it, but again, it is about a bunch of poor people just, milling around and being all sad, which actually, in some ways I like, because then you can laugh at them and at their folly for not being rich. But someone also told me that there's a lot of sexual adventuring within this game, which makes me think it's a little bit more like, well, the Marriage of Figaro or the Barber of Seville or something along those lines. I can never really tell those two apart. I feel like they're about the same person. And there were different offerings, I believe, for Mass Effect, different editions, different versions as the story progresses, so I'm told. So perhaps it is quite similar to the Marriage of Figaro and the Barber of Seville. Now this thing is a little tin. I would, yes, I quite like tins to keep things that I like doing in them. Oh. Is it supposed to be empty? Is it to remind us of the bleakness of life and the barrenness of space? Is that why it's empty? It's rather unusual. Bit of a tease. I don't normally mind teasing, but usually I'm the one to do it. So, I mean, yes, I could maybe... it's rather odd. Well... There's an empty tin to put in your VHS DVD players in. As those are things now. It's lovely. It feels tinny. Now, right, here we are. There's some sort of badge. Now, it's very different. How do they expect people to open these things? Now, I was told that part of what the game was about was good and evil. And I believe that this is something that signifies that. As what you can do with it, see, it's a pin, like so, and you can turn it around to be a different, oh, my glove's in it, to have a different, so perhaps if you were good or evil, you could change depending on the day. I mean, to be honest, I just wouldn't really... What's the point? I mean, being good doesn't really get you anywhere. It doesn't get you rich, that's for sure. So I'd probably keep it this way round, just to let everybody know that I will always and shall always be evil. But evil's such a sort of... It depends on how you look at it. I might think that chastising my groundskeeper and laughing at him for being poor is an evil thing to do, when actually maybe it just gives him the kick up the buttocks to get, you know, a better job that pays better. Not with me. I mean, it all depends on how you look at good and evil. Oh, why, thank you, Reality Storm. My knowledge of opera is limitless. As long as there are no follow-up questions. Because then it might not be. Now, I see there's some kind of sexual gimp mask within here. I watch a lot of internet porn. Oh, it's got some straps in here. Delightful. Now, I'm slightly concerned that this thing is going to be as big as the box. In which case, then... I'm not sure a normal proletariat would have the mantelpiece wide of girth enough to actually fit something of that kind within it. I mean, obviously I do. I mean, I've got more mantelpiece than I have walls in most of my stately homes. Now, hold on. I feel like it's rather large. Let me move this out of the way. Here we are. Now... let me show you something rather delightful, actually. It's just a little exciting touch. Now, if you look at this here, it says the name of the game. So should you want to do what the Americans might call tailgating, which I believe just means they sit around in car parks getting drunk, not following each other in cars. I'm always confused by their butchering of the English language and what exactly it means. So yes, you could keep, maybe you had like some rather delightful, what if you were to go hunting one day and catch some dinner, and then you could put it within the box and keep it fresh. It's very difficult to get into. I need a flurry of tools. A steel ruler. Really, this was just the punishment for not turning up to school with a steel ruler. So I have a kind of love-hate relationship with it. certainly made me into the wise woman that I am today, where I avoid all of work and don't do anything at all. Now, I'm sort of soaring into it. Oh, this helmet is freaking massive. Oh. Yes, what a delightful experience this has been. Yeah, speaking of sexual adventurers, I believe that's what the character Shepherd was about. But I mean, we've all had weekends and months spent in the Maldives, languishing in the sunshine, sowing our aristocratic oats. It's a rite of passage. And you may as well do it in space, where it's very difficult for them to find you again. You could just go to a different planet. It's very useful. I'm not really sure I can open it still. Hold on. I mean, do they want us to get in here or not? Oh, goodness me. You see, you people like things like beer and such. You could put some ice in there and have it as a little place to keep your cheap lagers that you buy. Or perhaps if you had a baby, you could wash it within. I don't know what you wash your children in. Everything in our house is made of gold. That's why our skin is so shiny. Now, oh, okay, so I believe this is the helmet from the outside of the box. Let me see if I can... right. Okay, so it's an actual helmet. So presumably one is supposed to wear such a thing and fight crime. I don't really know. Let us look within. I feel like I might have to do... Oh, do I have a screwdriver? Ugh. I need my man! Where are you? I need to open this. It's complicated. I can't do... There's never a groundskeeper nearby when you need one. Oh, that's rather frustrating. Because I believe that there's a light within it that if I could get a screwdriver, I could actually turn this on. That's rather annoying. And I can't really stand up as I'm not really wearing trousers. There must be one within here. I do very much want to show you this little... I believe that the Predator are very excited by lights and things of the sort, you know, joyous things. Now, I do have a screwdriver, but I might have to go and get it. If you would just excuse me for a moment, I shall return. Hold on. Oh, shit. Let's turn that off in case. Good God, I'm doing manual labor. It's disgusting. And I have to scrub. Oh, good Lord. It's almost like they don't want you to use it. Good heavens. Oh, God, this is... If Father could see me now, he'd be sort of impressed, really. My word, that's a tight screw. I should know about that. Ah, here we are. Good Lord. This is exactly why I don't do manual labor. is exhausting. Is this what you do all day at work? Turning screws, things of the sort. Goodness me, your life must be terribly dreary. How long do these things take? Oh, God. Here we are now. Ooh. They don't even provide batteries. Goodness me. Where did the... Oh, no. Oh. What kind of batteries does it take? How am I supposed to know that? Oh, goodness me. This better be bloody spectacular. Okay. I actually have some nearby. This is where I break it. Does I have to screw that thing all the way back in again? Good God. Wait, I don't think I've done this the right way around. Hold on. This is very confusing. The gloves really are not facilitating this at all. Okay, so this one here, yes. Oh, God. Ooh. Okay. It's a very exciting stream of me screwing something in. Right. This is where... Oh, God! Oh, God, no, that was a huge error. It tasted of poor. Oh, God. Oh, good Lord. If I lose this screw, I'll be very cross. Okay, you need to go in now. I don't understand why you just don't become more wealthy. It's a much better idea. If this doesn't work, I'll be... Oh, it's doing things. Here we are. It's not really... Let's see if we can turn off the light so you can see it a little bit better. There we are. I believe you can switch it to some sort of other colour. Look, ooh. I'm sure you're all very excited by the lights and the colours. Isn't that exciting? Yes. Now, the helmet itself... It sort of has the stench of a somewhat languine sandwich. No, actually, it's more sort of the gesticulous aroma of a teenage disappointment. Yes. So, yes, here we are. All these delightful toys. And is this something that you would go out to buy? I mean, would you wear this perhaps if you went to a pub or a bar, if you were having a night out? I don't really know. What do proletariat wear? Yes. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that now. But yes, we'll see. Oh, I can't believe I put that glove in my mouth. It's disgusting. Well, as you can see, there's lots of different things within this special edition. I mean, I suppose the helmet could be rather useful should you want to scare your maid in the middle of the night and terrify her because she mishandled the Merlot over dinner. And perhaps sometimes just terrifying your staff really is the best way to go. Just so that they, you know, stay on their toes somewhat. Well, yes. So, thank you so much for joining me. I get so many delightful gifts sent to me because of my wonderful work that I do with the community by laughing at them as I walk past them in the local area. So it was lovely to be able to share this particular item with you. And I can see that you're all rather excited by it. It's rather hefty looking helmet. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it now. But thank you so much for joining me. I will try to return perhaps sooner rather than later. But it all depends on my diary of absolute nothing and just collecting money from taxing people who live on my land. So thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you again for another Lady J. Yes, most probably. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Well, it's delightful to see you. Wasn't really, but take care and try not to die before I see you next. Okay, goodbye.